What's up? What's up? What's up? Cheers. What happens if you fall in love? Ooh, and you didn't see it coming? Do you dive in, or do you stand back and be cautious? Or do you dive in? Crazy subject, right? Cheers. What happens if you fall in love with someone out of the blue? Do you dive in, or do you stand back? I spilled some shake on my shirt. Please forgive me as we get this puppy started. Did I get your attention, folks? What do? You fall in love. Am I going there? Am I actually going there? Am I going there? I'll tell you what. I'm not going to actually go there, but I'll kind of go there. Some of the best things in life, based on my recent experience and probably life experience, this is probably not wise, right? Carrying this like this would probably be better. Here we go. Do you dive in if you fall in love? Here we go. That was kind of like in the moment. I don't know. I don't know why that popped into my head. I have no idea. I'm not even looking at the camera. I don't even know why that. I'm kind of looking at the camera. I don't know why that popped into my head. Just randomly, I suppose. Oh, you see my reflection. What's up, folks? Oh, I was going to show you the reflection. You got the real deal. What's up? What's up? I'm in one of those moods. Okay. I'm in love. No, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. What happens if something comes out of left field and you didn't see it coming? And it's not going to be love. It's not going to be love. It's going to be. I'm going to use another example, another topic. Just want to get your attention. And you didn't see it coming. Do you dive in, or do you stand back and be cautious? Well, that's going to depend on a few factors. But I say dive in. I say dive in. I do. Okay, I'm going to have to use some real life examples here because, I must use a story of mine, correct? Isn't that what I teach? Story stitching? Okay, I'm a little giddy today. I wonder why. I'm in love. Jenny, are you watching, Jenny Cals? That ain't no primal scream. I'm in love, and I don't think that I could face it. Ha ha. Oh my God, I'm sober. Isn't that crazy? I haven't been drunk for ages. Well, over a year, but it's just weird to be this weird being sober. I'm actually weird or sober. Okay. It's got off to a little bit of a rocky start, didn't it? Talking about love gets me uncomfortable. If something comes out of the blue, you don't see it coming. For example, do you dive in or do you stand back and be cautious? I guess it depends on what it is, but I'm going to tell you guys what I do and what I've been doing more and more and more lately. I've been kind of using the yes man theory, the yes man theory, the yes man strategy. Who saw the Yes Man with Jim Carrey? I've kind of been using that. This cat likes to talk. So I think I'm going to hide and continue this in here. I'm stuck. This guy's going to come in here and talk my little ear off. I'm not gonna deal with this very well. Hold on. No, I love talking. You guys know I love talking. But this cat will go on for hours. Does that sound familiar? I think he likes me. He lives in my condo. Yeah, I think he likes me a lot. I think he likes me a little too much. Maybe he heard the love call. I dive right in, guys. I dive right into situations lately. I'm gonna keep it here because I don't want him to see me. In the pool area, yeah, it can get a little uncomfortable, put it that way. I like to jump in lately. Now, have you guys ever heard the saying, you will regret when you're older? And that's another thing. I think it has to do with my age, maybe, being an old man and all. I think that the older I get, the less regrets I have. Seriously. I don't know if it's an age thing. What would you guys think? I'm talking about saying yes to things that pop out of the blue. I used love as a funny example. Just a hypothetical, of course. But if something you don't see coming, I'll use a real example. Not that love isn't real. I'm caught up on this thing for some reason, some odd reason. If, for example, in my case, I'm working with 10 people that I am, the purpose of these 10 people is a mastermind for one of my projects or one of my income streams or one of my businesses. It's called Branding YOUniversity. It's a online personal branding platform. We teach online marketing, we teach social media strategies, we teach audience building, we teach you to build your personal brand. And it's an educational platform with, of course, an affiliate program. Here we go, I just went into commercial mode. I just went into pitch mode. And I've been getting over a little issue, an addiction I've been having. Would it be an addiction or would it be a syndrome? It'd be a syndrome, Superman syndrome. I still suffer. I'm a recovering Superman syndrome sufferer, which means I like to do everything on my own. And that's not gonna work if I want to build a huge empire, specifically in this specific income stream. That works for funnels and all that. It works for a lot. You can make, with technology today, I'm gonna go a little bit everywhere today, what the heck? But with technology today, if I can just walk in circles, that wouldn't hurt. Oh, I just clicked the sauna too. It's gonna be in there all creepy and naked. I'm not going. Ugh. I'm not gay, that's why. No offense against gay people, but even if it was, well, as if there would be girls in the men's sauna. I just like my sauna time alone. Just in case you were all wondering, I'm like so free of, my thoughts are free now. I'm getting more loosey-goosey too on these lives. I better be careful. My age maybe. Let's get into it. I have this mastermind. This is a real life example of what I'm talking about. The topic today is, if something pops out of the blue that you don't expect in your life and it just shows up, do you put your toe in the water or do you go all in? Do you dive in? That's the topic. Oh good, he's gone. I could chill out a bit. How long are we doing? 8 minutes? Nah, no big deal for a Marc Lalonde live. We can go a little long. We'll stretch it to 20. Fair enough. Total ramble. I'm just enjoying life and I'm just kind of rambling on. But here's the real life example. We're not going to use love today, but that's a very possible one. What the heck am I doing? Why do I keep going back to that? If, in my case, I'm bringing people in to help me with the university, but more than that, I'm creating a mastermind of leaders that I hand selected to do a lot of the legwork for me. But it's not really, it's more than that. I have an opportunity to not only teach these people what I know or what I've learned to be where I am, which is very good, by the way. We may go into numbers a little bit because I wanted to touch that. How I want to touch the money a little bit, if you guys don't mind. If we can talk about money, that'd be awesome, a little bit today. I wanted to mold them into what I've become, minus all the quirks. They can bring in their own quirks, which is kind of the point of personal branding. And I want them to be the leaders in the university. And I need to let go. I need to step back and not have my hand in there. I'm getting to the point. Do I dive into something that I didn't see coming? Because there will be something. And no, I didn't fall in love with anyone in my mastermind group. If you guys are watching, don't worry, you guys are safe. You guys are safe. There's a couple of people in there actually that have piqued my interest for me to go a little further with. And I didn't see it coming. And they don't know. You may get a hunch. You may get, all you guys are like, is he talking about me? I didn't announce anything yet, but I've been pleasantly surprised by these up and coming leaders that I've been kind of stalking some of them, maybe a little too much, just to see what's up and just to really dig into who. I've been doing background checks. Coming from an ex-criminal, I'm doing the background checks now. That's funny, actually. You gotta admit, that's kind of funny. I'm doing background checks, but not that kind of background check. I'm doing it in, I'm stalking their Facebook timelines. I'm digging a little deeper with the possibility of taking our relationships a little further, aside from the university. The university is an income stream. It's going to do very well, obviously, but there's sometimes when something kind of pops up and you don't see it coming, you're like, well, this will require some time. This will require some more get to know you. This will require a lot of work. This will require some trust. This will require some, I think I pretty well nailed it. That's pretty well, I think I put them all out there. And do you invest that? Do you risk that? Because it's still a risk. It's not a super risk. Love would be a big risk. Did I go back to love again? Do I dive in or do I stand back and be cautious? Well, I found that in my we're definitely gonna go in my last year, because in my last year, I might get a little personal here, but in my last year, I've been sober. What can I say? I mean, because if you're not sober and you're diving into things, that may be like no all the time. The answer to that would be no all the time. So that's kind of funny, but it's actually pretty darn true. So what I'm saying is, in the past year, when I dove into things that I didn't see coming, such as this example, some of the mastermind members, I'm like, you know what? I could go with that person. I could go steady. I could take that person, of course, they're going to excel in the university. These 10 people are in superpower positions right now for many reasons, which I don't need to get into today. But when I saw talents beyond that, because now, maybe I'll get into this now in a sec about the money. I've learned how to build certain launches. Like Twitter lead machine was $500,000. The LinkedIn's going to be $1 million launch. And people who launch, who do launches properly, I'm just learning how to do them properly. People who do launches properly, they know this. $1 million launch is a common thing. I'm like, well, I remember when I started in this game. Here we go. We're going to take a little curveball. I'm going to do a Tai Lopez style today. All right? Problem? You got a problem with that? I'm going to go Tai Lopez style. I'm just going to ramble a bit. People who, when I started in this game 4 years ago, now it's definitely 4 years ago, I remember seeing Kimra Luna. Who knows who Kimra Luna is? We're actually friends. Well, when I say we're friends, I say we're friends because we spoke. So we're friends because we spoke one time. Kimmer Luna is a girl who's a punk rocker type of girl, and she teaches personal branding. She's been doing that since I started. And when she did a product launch, her launch was $800,000. And I remember just saying, what? $800 or 800,000, 8,000 for one launch? Like a launch. She prepared for it. She did a proper launch. It's a course. And I'm like, it's 800,000. And then I was like, okay, how the heck does that work? Then when I broke it down and I did the math, and I'm like, well, holy crap, that's doable. The $800,000 launch is more than doable. So I launched something called Twitter Lead Machine. I think my second year in business. And I did it. I followed loose launch rules. Like I wasn't even close to a proper launch. I didn't even have a shopping cart. I was using PayPal. I was discounting on like one 2-hour webinar. And the first hour was like 50 grand. And I'm like, holy crap. First hour wasn't 50 grand. The first day was 50 grand. And then I threw in like a quick little affiliate thing. Within a week, it was like $200,000. And in the first 6 months, it was $500,000. And I was like, that was one launch, and it was a silly launch. Like, not a silly launch. I did a lot of the parts were done properly. Yes, I'm rambling tonight. Welcome to the Rambling Show. And it's going to all tie into something. It's all about, are you going to die? If something comes out of the blue, such as love, do you tippy-toe into love? If it pops in and you don't see it coming, or do you dive right in? Do you go all in? Love was the attention getter today. Let's go back to the launch. When I did that, I realized this is real. So now we're going to work on the LinkedIn one next. But I'm the type of guy who's going to build a system, perfect the system, not completely perfect it, but before I do another launch, I want to do it properly, because I'm not interested in doing another launch that's under $1 million. There's no reason for me to do that anymore. So I'd like to do 2 million, but let's be conservative for one launch. How crazy is that, right, guys? Like in general, anyone watching I used to have a job too. If you're watching, you had a job. How crazy is that? To pass on your knowledge, create a course, take I got some good launch courses or launching tips. Maybe I'll do a course on how to launch a course. When I have my first $1 million launch, which will probably be soon, LinkedIn, I will make a course on how to launch a product. How about that? Who wants that? Say aye. It's pretty awesome. Then I'll do a launch for that. I'll do a launch for my product on how to launch a product, because I had $1 million launch. It's a fun game. A lot of money out there, guys. People are going to pay for knowledge. They always have forever. They always pay for knowledge. Now I really went off track. My point is, in my mastermind of 10 people, now that I'm starting to understand how to do a proper launch, you can do it for anything. You can do it over and over and over again. Not to go into too much detail, but if you want to tie in the asset component, Frank Kern, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you very much. If you want to throw in the asset component, you can have $1 million launch and turn that product into an asset. There's a way to do that so that it pays you, whatever, a couple $100,000 a year, forever. It's an asset now. So, or more, $1 million a year. Frank, you know what I'm talking about. If you're watching, Frank. Hey, Frank Kern, if you're watching, my friend, thank you very much. I appreciate you. You helped me a lot through my journey. So, I'm just in a rambling mood. I must be in love. I'm in love. Love is the theme this evening. Let's go, Mark. Awkward moment right now. Awkward moment. Out of these 10 people, there are some people I'm looking at. There's a couple specifically that I think I could do. I would probably want to do a launch with. Is there risk? there's a little bit of risk. There's a little bit of asking questions. There's a little bit of, can I trust them? There's a little bit of, do I want to share some of those secrets or keep them all to myself? There's a little bit of, are they going to be able to hold their end of the bargain? There's a little bit of, will I be doing all the work? There's a little bit of everything. Am I going to start digging a little deeper, or do I know enough to dive in? Because I did not see that coming. I knew I was hiring talent. Well, I'm not hiring them. Thank you, BEM members. Branding University Executive Mastermind. I should rifle them all off here, but I won't. You guys just go to the Branding University Facebook group. They're going to be in the pinned post pretty soon, and you could contact any of them if you want to learn to personally brand yourself. They are the ones who are going to take your hand and walk you through. So, out of these people, I see some talent that's beyond what I thought I was handpicking. I did the handpicking, folks. I get credit when these people turn millionaires in a couple of years. I'm just saying, I'm the one responsible. Not true. They're going to put in the work, but I will definitely lead them to that the best I can. Now, humble brag, hashtag humble brag. I'm presupposing definitely going to be some superstars out of that group, that for sure. You know what I have a problem with right now? I'm sorry, but what the heck is going on here? Is that an age thing? I'm getting lean everywhere. Well, everywhere. It's a trouble spot, eh, man? The men out there? I'm going to have to get lipo. That was just just curveball. It's just, what the heck is that? Is that an age thing? Now, this is a really, we went everywhere tonight. And we're not done going everywhere. We're going to continue to go everywhere. So what do? Do you dive in? If love comes out of the blue, here I go again. If love comes out of the blue, you didn't see it coming, do you dive right in, or are you hesitant? Do you put your toe in the water? It's the reoccurring theme this evening for some odd reason. That's a hypothetical situation. But the real situation is my mastermind leaders in Branding University. Do I run with one of them, or two of them, or a couple of them, and we do product launches on our own, which will be $1 million launches, or do I just sit on the fence and find out more and make sure they're exactly properly trained before I invest my time? My answer is becoming very simple. You dive in, baby. You dive in. Now, like I said earlier, is it an age thing? Well, I once heard a powerful quote, and I think this is what made me revisit this idea. It was Gary Vee who made me revisit this idea. He was saying about being in your rocking chair at like 90 years old, and regretting not saying yes to more things. So I think that's why age may have a thing. I'm 36 years old now, guys. I'm 36 years old. I'm no spring chicken anymore. That was a joke, and I'm not embarrassed about my age. I'm 46. But nevertheless, I'm still 46. I'm not old. I'm far from old. But my mind is shifting, and I think from being sober too. My mind is kind of like, I need to say yes and dive into more things. Such as love. Oh, this is going to be fun. You're going to be hearing that all night. It's a theme. It's the theme. It's the hypothetical theme. So, dive in. Now, here's the quote. I say dive in. I'm diving into many things. Am I setting myself up for disappointment with the brand? Well, yeah, anything. With the mastermind members to taking a journey for a big launch of something outside of the university? Because remember, we are our own brands. The university is one of my projects, one of my income streams, but everyone in the university, the whole point is personally branding you. Talking about diving in tonight. And I'm going to dive in at the end of this live, actually. If I could set this up there, I'm going to do a dive. This would be a great way to wrap this up. Yeah, let's just keep rambling. I was going to say, hurry it up, Mark. 25 minutes, a complete ramble. No, I feel good. I'm going to just do it. I'm going to keep on going. And the answer is, dive right in. Gary Vee said about being old and regretting not taking risks and all that stuff. Now, here's the quote. Here's the powerful quote. Who said this? Can you guys quote me on who quote? I'll get the quote right, but I don't know whose quote it is. Yeah, think about it. You're not going to regret the things that you did. You're going to regret the things that you did not do. That's it. That's the quote. I must have nailed it word for word. You're not going to regret the things that you did. You're going to regret the things that you didn't do. Powerful stuff, right? So I say dive right in. And I'm looking at a lot of things in my life that are popping out of the blue that I didn't see coming. Such as love. Hypothetical, of course, but that's a good example, of course. But the real example for me currently would be doing a launch or a couple of launches, investing in $1 million launches with some of my mastermind members. Are there risks? The risks would be my time, like I said. The risks would be them not holding up their end of the bargain. The risks would be their trust. The risks would be, there's a lot of risk when you partner up with someone. There's a lot of risk when you partner up with someone fitty-fitty. Fitty-fitty is a tricky thing. But so is letting go my Superman syndrome. When I brought in these 10 Branding University executive mastermind members, they're going to get a lot of power. They're going to get the keys to the machine soon. I'm going to give them the keys. I'm going to hand over the keys. They're each going to probably get their turns. I don't really know the specifics, but I got to tell you, letting go of the Superman syndrome, it's going to require some trust. Heck, one of them could be like a Marc Lalonde in the old days and get up there all drunk and start spitting out profanities. And you guys know old Marc Lalonde. Yeah, I'm shedding the layers, guys. I don't have much to hide anymore. I've made it. I've succeeded. I could fail today and I'll be rich for the rest of my life. Oh, that was horrible. I'm sorry. I will retract that statement. The point is that I'm just becoming more authentic. It's like weight being lifted off my shoulders. You're not going to get full authenticity from me. Don't you worry, guys. There's a lot of layers on this onion. But yeah, I screwed up big time in my career in the beginning, in the first 4 years. Huge. People trusted me. I let them down. I did. Alcohol, drugs. That's it. Nothing more to it than that. When I stopped alcohol and drugs, everything just went like a rocket ship. I didn't even change anything. I just kept going to work and I just kept doing what I was doing. All I did was remove alcohol and drugs, and it's like money just started. I was doing it felt like I was doing the same things, same actions. And it's not just over time. I was sticking there was a wrench in the spokes with that. Kept going. It was like one step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward. It was horrible. Again, this is turning into a whole different type of life. So like I said today, guys, the topic is if something comes out of the blue, such as or a speaking engagement. I got to go do one. There's my point. I got to go do one. My excuse was that I couldn't. I've been getting a lot of speaking offers. Not a lot. I'm not like a friggin'. I don't want to overblow it, but I've been getting some calls, like for real, to speak and get paid to speak. And I made some excuses. Truth is, I'm still resolving legal issues to get over across the border. That's very close, but here's my point. I did not I did not look into getting those issues resolved. I still used it as an excuse. So before I went to my lawyer and said, how do I get across that border? How's that pardon going? How's all that stuff working out for me? Before I did that, I just said, I can't go because of legal issues. I said that because I wasn't diving in. I was tippy-toeing. I was like, how many people are going to be at the event? Can I set up my camera? Who's going to be important there to make it worth my while? Or then the fear too. In other words, I wasn't diving into amazing opportunities. That's the point today. And I just turned down a huge one in Toronto. It's in my freaking country. It's in my Toronto. I live in Ottawa. There's no legal issues. I made an excuse that I'm doing this product launch. It's all bullshit because I didn't dive in. There was big key players there too that I should have been meeting. There's ANMP coming up. I mean, that's a big deal. That would be a really cool deal for me because a lot of my idols are going to be there. Well, idols, like, it's a network marketing thing. I'm not speaking at that, but just attending that would have been cool. But that's going to probably, again, I'm not diving in. So I am guilty as I'm speaking to you right now. I'm not diving in. I think I'm going to be able to get across the border in time for that. But as I'm talking to you live, talking about diving in, and I'm not even diving in. So maybe I just have to go to that. There's a lot of people I want to meet, like John Melton, Ray Higdon, well, Todd Falcone, of course, Jordan Adler. These are people in the network marketing industry that I learned a lot of basics from when I started, and it'd be really cool to meet them. I'm leaving some names out. There's a lot of big names that go to that thing. But I know Todd Falcone would be number one, by far, to meet. Like, just shake his hand and get a selfie with. And just meet. So, with that being said, this is 32 minutes. It's the length of a webinar, just walking around the pool area. I say dive in. I say dive into every single opportunity you have. My first MLSP wake-up call 3 years ago. My lead system pro. Love you guys. You guys introduced me to this fantastic world of attraction marketing, personal branding. You guys introduced me to it. Got to give props where props are due. That first wake-up call, I dove in. I didn't have to do it when I talked about being homeless and all that stuff. I didn't have to do it when I talk about my affirmation. Money comes easily and frequently to me. Every single day I receive huge amounts of money. I love money and money loves me. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. Right, Income Beast? Best rendition ever by Income Beast. Check him out, Bruno. IncomeBeast.com. Did like a rap version. It was super cool. So, I dove into that and I did not want to dive in. I did not tippy-toe. Checking. Looks like thought I was losing my pants. That tends to happen. My baggy basketball shorts. They tend to drop down. I hope you guys didn't get any butt shots. This is a PG movie tonight. What time is it? 20 to 11. So, dive in, baby. Dive in every chance you get. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Life is good. So as I wrap this up, I'll just wrap it up with the quote. Every opportunity you get, instead of tippy-toeing, sticking your toe in the water, dive right in. Dive right in. I just heard another line the other day. If you screw up, if you made the wrong decision, if you fail miserably, once you're a great success, it'll make for a fantastic story. I love that too. So, as I leave this live this evening, I'm just going to share a little bit of my heart, may I? Since the topic is love. I'm extremely happy, guys, and I want you to be happy too. And I want you to know, if you want to know how to do it, just reach out to me. I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is that this is a guy that's talking to you right now that 4 years ago was in a pretty damn horrible place. I was making 200 grand a year, 225 on a good year in computers. It looked good on the outside, as long as you didn't come too close to me, because I smelled like rye. Actually, I switched to vodka those days so it wouldn't smell out of my pores. But I was not happy. I was almost borderline, internally suicidal. I hated my job. There was no way out. I tried a bunch of entrepreneurial ventures. I was not ready to throw in the towel, but I was really weathered. Was I suicidal? No. The only thing that made me suicidal in my life would be the loss of love, broken heart, 9 years ago. That'd be the closest thing. Actually, that hurt more than being homeless and not being able to eat. That hurt more than the one time I used to go back at a Tim Hortons when I was starving in the street. And I didn't always have access to soup kitchens because I had to, well, for various reasons. I couldn't make it in time sometimes because I needed to find shelter. Just it wasn't always available in my situation at all. So there's a place where I used to go to get food, and it was where they put the stale bagels at Tim Hortons in the back. And it was kind of like the garbage area. And every Thursday, funny Thursday, a lot of stuff happens in my life on Thursdays, or always has. Every Thursday, there would be like a brand new batch of the week's bagels. Like they were pretty stale. And they stopped being there one day. They just weren't there anymore. And that was the first time I actually ate out of a garbage can. I remember that, and the reason I'm saying that is because that was like half-eaten McDonald's stuff, pretty crazy stuff. Survival mode, like totally, guys. Like I'm not even kidding. And I know a lot of people have it worse. At least there was a garbage can I could go to and get food, and I could have waited the next day and lined up at a soup kitchen. There are ways. We're very fortunate overall. I'm not being a victim at all here. But what I am saying is the broken heart situation was way more painful than that. This has got to be the live with the most curveball topics and all this stuff. And I guess my point is this. My point is that in the computer world, 4 years ago, when I was so unhappy, that's why I went into non-suicidal mode. When I was so unhappy, I wasn't suicidal, but I was like, there was no point to life. And that's when I actually stumbled upon this world. It's when I stumbled upon, it was actually the world of network marketing. It was the world of network marketing. That's what it was. That's what kicked it off. The only reason I got into becoming an educator and teaching people how to brand themselves was to make more sales without having to go out and make the sales. So network marketing was what really gave me ultimate freedom. Just network marketing. I mean, recruiting people in vitamin aisles and stuff. That gave me the ultimate freedom. I mean, even if I never found personal branding, I wouldn't be making a couple of million a year with just network marketing. Maybe I would, but no, not the way I'm doing it now. Now it's way easy the way I'm doing it now. But without personally branding myself and using funnels and using online marketing, I could still make a healthy 7 figures a year just with network marketing, persistence and consistency and duplication. You can do that. So for all the people out there that are struggling and hate their lives and hate their jobs, there's a lot of people out there that want jobs. Don't feel bad if you don't want to have your job. It will be filled. Don't feel bad for your boss. What I'm saying is there's never been a time in history. Gary Vee says it all the time, and I tend to agree. If a guy like me if a guy like me could make several seven figures a year learning a skill, getting results with that skill. My skill is simple. I sell more stuff. That's my skill. What do you teach? I teach you to sell more stuff. What do you want? What do you teach me to sell? Whatever you got. What, you're in a network marketing company? Well, then I'll help you recruit more team members. Are you selling car parts? Well, I'll get you more car part customers. I help people sell more stuff. And you do that through personal branding and online marketing, folks. It's that simple. So whatever situation you're in, I just want to give you hope. I mean, we've been on for 40 minutes. I could give you the cold notes of it if you guys want to know on how this stuff works. But we'll be on. No, we won't be on for that long. I just want to be real here. It's this simple. Business, if you want to open a business, if you want your own business, you need to sell something. That's it. It doesn't need to be your own thing. As a matter of fact, that all doesn't need to be your own thing. What you'll probably end up doing is you're going to probably end up getting someone else's thing, whether it's a product or a service. That's what I recommend you do, and then sell it and get a commission. Now, how much you sell of it, how much you automate the sales of it, whether you're selling something that's an instant, I would recommend something residual commission. So in other words, you sell it once, you get paid forever, or as long as the person is on it. So you want to look for something consumable, whether it's a monthly fee on something or whether it's a consumable, like wellness is good, any kind of travel membership. There's a lot of things, guys, that are consumable that people have to get every month. Subscription models are great too. You can sell those. Those would be services. If you find yourself something that you can sell, you can sell anything. That's my point, I guess. If you do it through online marketing, putting ads in front of people who are looking for that, who are interested in that. Very simple concept. It's not rocket science, guys. I'm just saying, it's not rocket science. People who have products pay people like us a lot of friggin' money to move their products. And if we know how to do this, here's what's gonna happen. For all of those that hate their jobs and hate where they're at, I'm telling you how this stuff works. You simply learn how, you find a product or a service that you can sell and get a commission from. That is business, folks. You gotta sell. Once you have that product or service, you place ads to people who are interested in that niche. You with me so far? This is the whole business. You place ads. Let's say you sell weight loss. Well, then you target to people under Weight Watchers. Now here's the kicker. You don't just target your product. That doesn't work as well anymore. Well, it barely works anymore. But it still works better than going door to door. You target your ad, and then you provide a video of you giving a tip of a value on whatever the niche you're in. So if it's weight loss, hi, my name is Marc Lalonde, and I'd like to teach you how to lose 1 pound per day in the next 7 days. Stick around and I'll tell you how. They stick around, or you can say fill in your email and I'll show you how. That would be the less advanced way. Advanced marketers such as myself, we capture them through retargeting pixels. That's like a piece of code. We won't get into that right now here, but let's say you get their email. Then once you get their email, guess what you do? You send them an invitation to a webinar for even more information. They show up on the webinar, and you fill people up on your webinar that way. The webinar every Friday, guess what you do on your webinar on Friday? There you sell, because there you have an audience of a couple of hundred people that are ready to buy, or are ready to be recruited, or are ready to, they're not only your target audience, they're pre-qualified. Now, for those of you that don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you might have a little idea of what I'm saying, right? Do you have an idea of what I'm saying? Now, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Once you do this for other people's products, you know where the real money is? Well, that's big money. You make 7 figures doing that if you start automating that stuff. That's big money. But the real big money is when you teach people how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to learn how to do what I just explained? Who would like me to walk you through that? Would you like me to teach you how to do that? Put it in the chat. This is on all platforms tonight. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook Live. It's on Facebook Live. It's on YouTube Live. I see you on Instagram right now. It's on Twitter Live. You're all here. Put it in the comments. Who would like me to teach you this stuff? And how much would you pay me for me to teach you what I just explained to you? Sell other people's stuff through ads and personal branding. How much would you pay me? Put a number. Would you pay me $500 for me to teach you all that? So you'd be set for life and you could teach others for $500? Would you pay $1,000? Would you pay $5,000? Would you pay $10,000? Of course you would pay $10,000. What, you're going to use your $10,000 to go to university? Of course you would pay $10,000. First you check out my results, then give me a call and give me $10,000 and I'll show you exactly how to do it. I don't have time. I don't have time to do that for even $10,000. So what do? I create a course and I do a product launch. That's how you make $1 million. And anyone here can do that. Can learn how to do it, can sell other people's stuff left and right, recruit 12 people per day. People are going to want to know how you're doing it. So you sell that information. It's that friggin' easy, folks. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you it's hard. There are intricacies. You have to pay to learn this stuff. But this is where a course comes in. This is when you go from selling other people's stuff, which you still want to do. Why wouldn't you? It's all automated. It's when you go from selling other people's stuff to selling your own stuff. So, wow, we're going to break 47 minutes. And the topic today was love. What if love comes out of the blue? Do you tippy-toe in or do you jump right in? That wasn't the topic, but that was the funny hypothetical situation. The topic today was if something pops out of the blue, do you investigate, tippy-toe, or dive right in? And my answer was, you dive right in. You just dive right in. If you make a mistake, if you fail miserably, when you're a great success, it'll make for a hell of a story. If you don't do it, here's the quote I'll leave you with, and I'm going to leave this live with this quote. You will not regret the things that you did. You will regret the things that you did not do. So dive right in. Have a good night, guys. I will see you guys on social media. Bye-bye.